Yeah, we do have just more donations. We're trying to make sure that teams are ready here as they go back and forth. We are going to be entering momentarily. Disaster says, let's go shake. Woo. All right. May the Gun wants to know how much would I need to donate to get my niece to meet ZP? $5 more is what I'm going to say. I'm going to set that price low.
I mean, there have been public events at trade shows, otherwise events I have been at, where, you know, feel free to track me down, say hi. Actually, the interesting thing, when I was at Gamescom, I wasn't even casting Gamescom, but was in the area, I did get noticed by someone. It was like, can I get an autograph? And honestly, the thing for me, I thought was like, crap, how do I sign an autograph? Like, I was like, it's like, do I sign my real name? Do I sign this? I ended up signing like a cursive ZP. That probably looked terrible, but hey, man, I got to sign the mousepad thing out of the way.
Yeah, the troubles of fame. It does seem kind of awkward, though, because you are still just like this nerd who talks about video games, and someone's like, can I have your autograph? It's like, why? All right. All right.
It's like, what have I done? The bigger thing was more just the fact is, like, I haven't put any thought to, like, how to sign it. I think I have an okay solution for it. But
right.
It's one of those things at the moment, it's just like, wait, what do I actually sign?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to put down your real name because that just feels weird as well. I get you, man. All right, so what do
I'm actually in the weird case where, like, even among, like, friends I know, I just get called ZP rather than Andy or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, ZP, easy to say. It's just like, my real name doesn't even exist in real life.
I've actually hung out with friends that I knew from, like, TF2 and gaming, and, like, we all went out one night and they forgot my name the next morning. So it's like, Hex, how do I get water? It's like, yeah, that's kind of weird. That's not my name, but all right, I'll roll with it. Defensive-wise, it does look like we're seeing the full NIP rollout here because this is 4 tanks and 2 supports. That is a lot of meat on the ground.
NIP lineup, absolutely going to be a thing here. Although, that's on the defensive end. I take a look at the offense coming out here. They will potentially, I'm not sure they're sticking with the Hanzo, but oh, Happy, he's sticking with it. A lot of times you see the Hanzo just go for the arrow and swap up, but they're coming out with him. Let's see what's effective here. That's a lot of meat to go through for a Hanzo, though. I'm not sure what his, I mean, what are his pickup targets here? Lucio? Ana? It's going to be hard to get on them in the back.
I think he just wants to get his ult up. Like I mentioned, it is the most undefensible ult in the game. You throw a Bio Shield, you got Graviton and Dragon. Everyone in that Graviton will die. That's just kind of what they're trying to go for here. They're going to try to get both their Ana ult and their Hanzo up at the similar time. So not necessarily going for picks, they're going for a longer game strat here.
I think that could be a thing here. Or it's hard to say, because if your Hanzo's getting picked, I'm not sure going for the ult.
Well, he's dead.
Here we go. We do have Winston diving right side back. He's going to take out Hanzo right away. It's 3 kills here for the defense. See what they can do here, but offense definitely in a bit of a rough shape. They're going to have to back out.
Staying in, yeah,
will have nano boosts, though, sooner rather than later, so Respawns are going to let them keep up the pressure. And Real is actually playing a little bit of fire, staying really far up, while the Pursuit's team is still respawning.
Well, Hoppy off of that Hanzo now onto a Reaper instead, so apparently not seeing what they wanted to see there. Maybe 4 tanks is a little too much as they do switch off.
Alright, well here comes the nano boost here on the screen. He's getting taken out immediately. Shun moving right in with the Earth Shatter of his own. It's 2 kills here from OPPA, and they're just going to roll right over Ninjas with Attitude. They are getting taken out with authority, and that's exactly the type of trade you want to get there as a defense. They use their ults well, and they're well set up for the next fight. And next, they're going to have a Graviton as well.
They're staggering these tank ultimates really well. They did bust out the whole hog there, too, which was really nice just as far as positioning goes, knocking them all back into the corner. It's not what this composition does well against. So that whole hog down got a lot of nice kills. The Reinhardt ultimate also, but now they still have Graviton. They still have Primal Rage. Here comes the Graviton on the backside.
Graviton goes in, pulls in for Winston right there. They cleave everyone down. Mirage just holding down left click. Did all sorts of damage. Was able to Primal Rage to get right out, looking for the cleanup on Fanless, and a well-executed play by the tanks of OPPA.Danawa going to win this fight, and time starting to be not on NWA's side.
No, not at all, and Shun had no business living there, was way caught out, put up his shield, and is able to finally get out of there as they got another couple hooks and kills. Watt is going to have to go crazy here. They do have a couple tank ultimates. They've got Watt's Earth Shatter, they've got Graviton, they've got Sound Barrier. Next big initiation should probably use all 3 of them, because they have had no luck using just only 1 or 2.
The Graviton is coming out, does pull in at least 1. The Reinhardt gets charged right out of there with the nano boost. We'll see what he gets. And oh my goodness! Shun from the back, the Earth Shatter knocks down 2, rolling around. Doesn't quite get killed right away, but is a huge distraction. Watt 7 is going to go down, and the rest of the defense coming in, supporting Shun. They don't let him die. Ana's able to keep him up through a really rough situation. And for now, it's looking like OPPA.Danawa is going to hold off of that, if nothing else, to bot themselves towards late time. And Hex, will it come down here to a nano boosted Reaper? I think it might.
It might. A lot of teams have been running Nano Boosted Reaper against a lot of tanks. It seems like here comes Hoppy's going in. He gets a Death Blossom going. He's already just running into shields right now. Only takes out Lancelot for the one. He's trying to get more as he throws into the back line. Trying to get this Roadhog down. He's got him in his sights. Takes him down as well. That is exactly what they needed. Only 2 tanks remaining and not long for this world as Ana is getting focused on in the back line as well. Can he 1v1 her? He gets hit with a bio grenade, but it's taking way too long to finish that Ana. He does eventually do it. That should be first point capture.
That was pretty good on the Ana's part there. I mean, she was going to die. Maybe she would have been better to accept the death and respawn earlier.
Right.
But to live that long against Reaper in general is not actually that easy. No sleep hours even required there. But it was a good defense to start things out from OPPA. They're not able to get the full hold on first, but they've still bought a whole lot of time for them. And now we'll see if NWA can make it the last time. They do have another Graviton at the ready. They can use this in their favor, but they're going to have to look out for the other Graviton. So it's going to be a tale of two Zaryas here in a bit of an ult showdown, but they're able to win this ult showdown. I think NWA can actually turn this back in their favor. So we'll see how this goes. A lot riding on this next fight.
Well, Zephyr takes a nap, but then both Gravitons do come out. Giant hug back and forth. It is absolute chaos down there as Bio Grenades go down back and forth. Sean does hit with late Earth Shatter, and he is there on the cleanup by himself, just swinging the hammer like a lazy day. A really late Ana boost comes out, absolutely unnecessary, as he just stands there, taunts and basks in the glory of the Ana boost.
Okay, look. The thing when it comes down to is that the taunt looks way cooler when you're like crackling with electricity. That was actually entirely worth the best Nano boost I have seen ever, Hex. You
totally
shut
agree.
your mouth.
I totally agree.
That was great.
That was wonderful.
But what's it going at Happy right now? He's going to be able to be aided by Sound Barrier. Speed boost in. Death Blossom on the way. There will be a defensive Sound Barrier, but this is a big edge right now to the offense of NWA. They can make up for lost time. Gonna go Happy to the back line. Will he drop the Death Blossom? Does not do it just yet. Waits a little bit. Throws it out late. Will take out Octo.
4 HP! He was at 4 HP and he lived through that, goes and gets a pack, and now he's alive. He should be able to clean up this Zenyatta who's out in no man's land. They know that someone's above them, but not quite looking for it just yet as they continue to roll through on this cart. Not a bunch of ults to work with. I think they Sound Barrier here to really finish this out if they need to, as Hoppy continues to push the back lines.
Hoppy just going right to the back with no cares in the world. Creates enough space for his team to get to the last checkpoint, and it's still not the greatest here for NWA, but the second point was faster than the norm, so they've somewhat evened out a bit. If they're able to get through here in the next push, I think they'll actually be in a good shape, but we'll see what happens here. I do think there's a lot of potential. Oh my god, the hook on the Happy! How did that even hit? He had a great setup, but it just got denied by the defensive Roadhog. And here comes defense, Nano boost out. They're going to be rolling right into this next. Earthshaker comes in. They didn't get what they were looking for, and I wanted to slip it over aggressive here by OPPA.
Trying to get some skulls. Yeah, no, trying to get some skulls on the backside. Just working with the camera. Hafu does go down with his Death Blossom, though, even though the High Noon doesn't really connect. Reels, in the meantime, had to switch to a McCree, trying to get those happy little skulls in there, but they didn't need it. That wasn't even a Death Blossom, actually. Hafu just on the cleanup. He's got Death Blossom up now, ready to close out this map, hiding in a corner as Reapers are wont to do. But Zephyr does have a Graviton up. That Graviton doesn't come out.
Death Blossom in the back. Happy read them. Comes out of the hole. Takes out 2. Looking for more. It's going to be 3 kills here from the side of NWA. They're doing it here at the last moment. And this all came because OPPA overextended on their defense. They got punished by the counter push, and it's really NWA showing their experience here as they should be able to finish this out, although it's not the swiftest of times.
No, it's definitely not. 90 seconds left as the delay is going to continue to come out. Sean does keep it alive momentarily, and now they've got a Winston jumping around on the cart, buying valuable seconds. A little too late on the May as Zephyr came in just a touch too late. A minute 21 left in their time bank, and you know, NWA has to be pretty happy about that because their first bunch of offensive pushes did absolutely nothing. They finally found what they were looking for in a Nana-boosted Reaper to get to the back lines, and that's something a lot of teams have been toying with. We talked about Reaper earlier, that you kind of have to run it against these teams, but it's not that good just vanilla because you have to be at close quarters where tanks excel at anyway. And when there's 4 tanks, yeah, you can focus down 1 as Reaper, but there's 3 waiting to kill you behind it. So what you really need is that nano boost, and you get all the healing and all the damage resistance and damage boost and speed to go pick to pick to pick, and that's exactly what they used to break through that defense.
Exactly, and you take a look even at the early part of the game where things were looking pretty rough for NWA. Teams are getting better about throwing Nano Boost on different targets. There is a point where teams sort of, they get to habit of, oh, we're just going to throw on the Reinhardt or we'll just get to throw on the Winston. But no, there are other targets you can throw that Nano Boost on. And in this case, they were able to throw the Nano Boost when they were capping first point on the Reaper, and it did enough. It wasn't so much that the ult did tons, but it forced the run back, did enough damage, and there was enough Reaper fall through that they were able to take the point. So Nano Boost proving that it's pretty darn useful on a variety of heroes, not just the tanks.
Shows them how it's done.
Absolutely. Well, both teams are running an Ana here to come out both offense and defense, and this has been the norm lately in Overwatch. Ana being super valuable, teams finally figuring out how to add her puzzle piece to compositions, and she's been everywhere lately, much to the chagrin of those kind of ancillary healers. She generally takes the place of Zenyatta, so Lucio's still running at about 95% on the pick rate. It's going to be interesting to see if Real stays on this McCree. He runs a great McCree. I've seen him do it before, but not necessarily in or against these compositions.
Yeah, it's interesting because we haven't seen as much McCree play as you'd expect here today. It does seem like it's be more of a preference in between teams. Obviously, you go up against Envy, you're going to be seeing Taimu on McCree whether you like it or not, as he cleans up 3-4 people at a time. But not every team going for McCree, which is probably a good thing in terms of balance. But here we go. The fight is underway. The offense of OPPA is setting up. They will have the Winston, Zarya, Reinhardt with 2 supports and Tracer. Here they go. They're driving right in. Everyone onto the point in a flash. A well-coordinated rush in here. They've yet to get picked, though. In fact, hope-wise, the defense is doing okay. However, Spree goes a little bit far up. So now 65 in favor of OPPA. Reels in the back. Still looking for poke off right now. Not getting as much poke as he wants. That's opened up. Quite yet. Here comes the nano boost. Already built up. Shun leading the way. Has an Earth Shatter. Might not even need to use it. As that nano boost will seal the deal. It will be a first point capture here from OPPA. And they're certainly saying a faster time than NWA.
They just got nothing done against those tanks. They were all in decent position. Mirage took the hotel all by himself, was chasing down the Lucio, got him in decent position. Sean is going to use this to snowball into a secondary Earth Shatter as well. He's got it up. They're holding so far forward. He snipes him down with the Fire Strike.
The interesting thing is that they only have 1% on the payload. This is a very aggressive rush coming in from the side of OPPA. Usually teams will leave 2 people back and just poke with 3, like poke with a Tracer or Zarya or something. But no, they brought a whole lot of people up there just to make sure. And it's bought them a whole lot of space. However, it did come at a cost of payload position. Payload could be a little bit further up than it is now, so just a prioritization coming out here from OPPA. We'll see if it pays off as you look at the next fight. They're going to be stocked with tank ults, though for the defense, they're certainly not without their place as well.
Another Ana boost on the Reinhardt comes down into this Graviton, and they followed up with an Earth Shatter. Oxo and Shun take down 2 immediately. Who's going to get the better side? A blind charge takes out Vainless from Shun as Oxo adds in a kill on Hoppy.
That was ridiculous by Shun. Took the nano boost, started out well, and landed a charge for good measure. That
yeah.
OPPA.
Emote comes out again.
Having fun with this. They are having some fun. They have 6 minutes left at their time bank. They can't ask for more than this right now, Max. This is looking really, really good for them.
No, they're flying.
Wait, they're on the ropes. They're going to have Soundbear in the next fight, but so is OPPA, so they don't even have much to hang their hat on in terms of
maybe Hoffa can, he's going to be setting up top here. He's going to have to just land 1 shot before he drops down, but now his target is the Winston. He's just going to kind of primary him down before he tries to set up. Still at high health as he tries to change his focus to Shun. They're actually cleaning it up now. They did not expect that Reaper over the top, or if they did, they do not have an answer for him. It looks like they're just trying to disengage now, which, as we mentioned, is a hallmark of these Korean teams to get out cleanly, but Reals prevents that as he takes down 2 on the escape.
It was a good drop down by Happy to set that up here. Now he's going to be able to reset up once more. He has Death Blossom up and at the ready. And OPPA, I think they're a smart enough team where they will be looking for him, but we'll see if Happy is able to... Oh my god. No. They have no idea he's here. Happy right now. He's just waiting to drop down. Hex, this is happening. He's setting up. He's measuring. The crowd's on touch him up. Happy comes in from the back. That is a 4K for Happy. Oh my god, that was picture perfect.
That's exactly how you type it up, although they did end up using an Ana boost on Watt, though, which is not exactly ideal. Ana boost does charge fast, but that's something that you could have saved after you get a 4 kill from your Death Blossom. I guess they really wanted to decisively win that fight. And to answer chat's question really quick, yes, it is Reels from Smite. I believe Watt also has a Smite background, too, so thanks to our all Smite fans tuning in today.
There's a lot. Overwatch is enough. You can get people close. Here comes Shot. Opening up here with the nano boost on himself. Moving forward. Has their shaft ready. And again. Tranquilized and taken out at the very end, though. 2 quick kills coming out here from the defense of NWA. And they are buying back some of their time here. It was looking like OPPA was going to be saying a blazingly fast setup, but the Reaper plays have been big. The ult combos have been great for NWA, and they're really starting to stabilize.
It's a picture-perfect Reinhardt counter, what they did there with the ultimate going on him as well. So he did not even get his Earth Shatter down, but that means Earth Shatter's up now for Shun as he goes in. But the Ana boost comes on to the opposing tank. Watt taking a nap now, unfortunately. Graviton's going to come out. Can Spree stay alive? Yes, Spree stays alive, gets the counter Graviton. They look to be cleaning this up as there's 3 alive and their tanks going absolutely ham each other off the cliff.
Both Reinhardts into the pits. Oh my goodness. He got him against the side, killed him there, but no matter what, that was a one-way ticket to death for both of them. And overall, back and forth fight, but it will be the defense holding on there. I will say, though, that was a great sleep dart coming out of Ares to shut down Want and give OPPA the best chance of going through there. But do the switch up there. OPPA now going to be on the Reaper. I think they realize what Happy's been doing to them, and they realize, okay, look, we need a Reaper of our own. Again, Happy, this is going to be coming up over the top next. He has Death Blossom out, what's worse. He isn't happening again. He's going in.
They don't even need it. Real's taking on Ares as the first pick there, just essentially puts an end to that push immediately. That means Ares is not going to be up there to get the nano boost onto his team, and that's one way to completely disrail a triple type of composition too, because when you don't have your Ana boost, you can't go in. That's it. That's what the entire thing is built around.
Repositioning. And let's take a look at Affy here once more. I think we saw this movie earlier in the day. There's not going to be a graviton to set it up, but he's up here once more, waiting for his opportunity to drop right down. This is a more obvious Reaper spot, so there's a lot of ways that this
Oxo's looking for him. Oxo's been looking for him up here. He does not find him just yet.
Here they go. Rotato trying to have 2 people knocked down. Affy, will he hit Q? Decides to hold it here to start things out. They get 2 kills. It's a good decision not to use the Death Blossom there just yet, as they're going to win this fight most likely without it. So, good soft play coming out there. Good Earth Shadow to set it up. And NWA, again, finding themselves even more time.
Yeah, Death Blossom does not charge super fast, so it can't be one of those things you want to bust out right there. He does want to clean up the remaining 2, though, as he rolls in, gets pushed off the edge.
He got moved. Sorry, Reaper, you don't spin quick enough to become a helicopter. So he is going to fall down while spinning. We have Ana right now trying to keep her team alive with the healing grenade. It's not quite going to work out. Ares has to watch 2 members fall as Real ZX moving around, got 2 kills off that pulse bomb, is looking for more, takes out Ares, and this is the Real ZX show right now. This is where Tracer excels. People are down members. Tracer is somewhat of a duelist. She can dart around, get all sorts of damage in, poking down shot. Even as reinforcements come in, heal has been a problem as he takes out Oxo, so he is keeping on the pressure right now as the defense is getting all sorts of time to reestablish.
Yeah, playing a very, almost even conservative Tracer as he's sticking behind the shields until he sees an absolute perfect moment for himself to come in. He does go in now. He's going to have Pulse Bomb up momentarily again. Also on the back line, just harassing this team. Stays very healthy, 150 health as he goes for the Pulse Bomb. Does he find it? He takes down Ares. That's again going to really stunt this push.
The Real ZX has been putting out Tracer Gem. Just almost every red kill has been Real ZX. I mean, it's not that the offense is going for it. They are going for it. Mirage and Exo able to get 2 kills each as they move it forward, but they have to deal with this Tracer here. Hex's Real ZX is still in and around, but finally, Mirage on the McCree. The McCree swap up puts an end to it, and this might be what OPPA needs, but Hex, their time advantage. They had 6 minutes to get to last. They're down to under a minute here, and Stall could drain the last of their time. They're not careful as the Earth Shatter comes down from Watt, knocks down 2. That's a failure for at least 1 kill, and will be more. But Mirage right now, Hex, he's doing it in the back. He's on a double kill. This is McCree.
Well, the problem is that Watt was going for this Ana charge really in the back line and missed his charge. That meant there's no shield up front, so a McCree seeing a team with no shield is just going to feast upon them. Spree does stall out momentarily on this Devo, but it is going to only be stall out right now. But 27 seconds left. That is feasible to stall out if they can get a couple kills. The Death Blossom gets pooped in again.
All thing for the second time in this game. Oh my goodness, the bomb though comes out for Real ZX. He is one of the last hopes here, but he is going to go down. The offensive OPPA has had enough, but they have to finish it out with a mere 12 seconds remaining, Hex. Not the greatest amount of time.
That is just a phenomenal defensive hold and stabilization from NWA there. As bad as those first 2 points looked, you saw how far they were holding on second and just crushing it, trying to get Reinhardt charges up, trying to get Ana charges up, and really facing no opposition. For them to pull it back on the last section of the map and actually get an advantage going into the second half here is phenomenal. A lot of that is on the back of Hafu there. That Reaper play was great. They just didn't expect it coming.
That Reaper play is great. The only criticism I'd have there is that
the last 2, yeah.
He just needs to spin a little bit faster, so if he gets knocked into a pit, he can actually just like hover himself back out. I mean, he's got to be close to achieving.
Yeah, that's the artists of Twitch chat and Reddit. ZP has given you assignment. It is Reaper Copper. Reaper Copter needs to be the next comic coming out. A Reaper Copter skin, something like that. It makes me chuckle just thinking about it. So, only a minute to take this first point. Otherwise, we will flip to the other side of the map, and it will be NWA with a minute to take this first point too. So pretty much when you get down to this in the time bank, 1 push, maybe 1 decent Ana ult. It depends on how the team wants to go. You can get an ult up in that time as Ana, but it really means that you're only going in with 1 actual push.
Indeed. Well, 1 minute is what is left here. The other team in the side of NWA, they got topped up to 2 whole minutes, so they definitely have a time edge here for this final push. But remember, the way Time Bank works, if you can keep it in overtime for a really long time, LW Red proved that, so you never quite know what you're going to get here. All that we do know, though, is that a lot of pressure is on OPPA right now to get this on their first push. Maybe they get a chance for a second push.
Maywall comes down, Aries.
And Happy gets the double kill to start this out.
Yeah, he saw them rotating in through Hotel, and then the Maywall really cut them in half, and then Hoffy just cut them all the way to shreds right there as he got 2 kills really early there, 30 seconds, and you know the real tragic part is no one did enough to get any sort of ult advantage here. They're going to have to push in with just vanilla kind of abilities.
This is not a good look here for OPPA at all. Mirage, of course, swapping to the Reaper and Graham. We'll see if it works out. And Happy, right now, going to the back line again. It's 5 versus 5. Here comes Oxo. Hoppy is dead. That big cannon of DPS is gone. And Oxo right now coming in, getting all the kills he wants. It's a double kill for Tracer, arguably 3 with how much damage he did. And they will get on the point in overtime. They should be able to get things moving, Hex. Who knows how this overtime push is going to go? This is the mad dash of Overwatch. This is the X factor. You don't know. What you do know is that they have to stay on the point the entire time.
Yeah.
They can't get off the payload for any reason. But we've seen teams do miraculous pushes towards the very end, so this is going to be a test now for NWA. How quickly can they shut this down? They do have Earthshaft ready, but if they're not careful, Zephyr could land a huge Graviton, and Hex, they could get this all the way to the second point.
Yeah, they had Earthshatter at the ready on their first point defense, too. The problem was they all focused Watt. Watt was never able to get it down, which was probably why they took that first point. The ult is coming in from both Reinhardts, though, as the Earthshatters come down. Gravitons come out. It is mayhem down there as the Blizzard also comes off on the point. No one able to stall out this cart as Mirage does win out on that fight. Hoppy Cool takes down Aries. Hoppy going crazy right now, but Mirage and Zephyr bringing it right back. Shun is fighting Vaneless by himself, but Vaneless wins that one-on-one duel. They are pushing the cart. It is 2v1 on the cart. Can Hoppy bring this back all by himself? He starts it off, takes down one. He's doing it.
Double kill. There's no one on the point. That's it. The cart is stalled right then, right there. And one thing I was going to note in the middle of that, too, is that, remember, you don't have to wipe the entire team. You just need to get them off the cart. So there's plenty of times in these overtime rushes where a Winston or a Lucio can do just enough knockback-wise to end the game right there if people are playing a little bit too far off the cart. But that was a full team wipe towards the end. Happy coming in strong, and Happy quickly becoming a favorite player. I mean, whether it be from the Reaper plays in the last round to the Tracer plays here, he's clearly key to this NWA roster, and it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who watched yesterday either, because I got to see some of the early games before the Comcast Nation struck, and it was Hoffy absolutely carrying his team on in several different heroes. I mean, the carry is always the wrong term. It has the wrong connotation, meaning the rest of his team's not doing it, but when they need a giant play, he's kind of that guy they go to. I mean, it's similar to like Ultima Wep on his team. When you need a big play, that's the guy you go to, and he's been putting it really together for them. He is one of the key cogs in this entire thing. So Watt also playing well. There's a lot of good moving parts on this NWA team. Now, they do have 2 minutes to get first point, and then further along on the capture too. Yellow box of victory just through the archway. So we'll see if they can do it. They would have loved to hold on first point here. 2 minutes is not a ton of time. No, it's not. But the interesting thing about the 2 minutes thing here is that this is defendable by OPPA. I mean, we've seen teams have really good early defenses. And I think even the early defense start out this map coming from the side of OPPA, they were able to hold for 2 minutes on first. So this is hardly guaranteed here for NWA, even though they come in with more time than what OPPA had. So here they go. First push is on the way, and they're being highly aggressive. Winston leading the way. Big charge coming in from Watts. Does not connect. Puts himself in a rough situation. He's going to go down as a result. And this charge could do all sorts of damage. And Hoppy is down. 2 quick kills here by the defense. Here comes Reels. Thanks to the fight. Looking for Ana. Ana able to stay alive. Ends up healing, grenading herself, and Reels has to back off. He's going to wait for the rest of his team.
Yeah, he has to
and
stay
then
back
strike
there.
from the back.
Yeah. He has to stay back there until anyone else puts some pressure on the front, so he's just going to stay back and stay alive. Probably going to wait for Watt to make a call that he is in and trying to get work done. Oh, that's brutal.
Oxo sniffs him out, takes him out. 65 here for defense, now 64, and they're going to roll right in. No fear. They know there's a big advantage here. Sleep Dart going to spell the doom there for Watt. What a play by Ana. And now, with only 1:14 left, surely it is going to be NWA in the hot seat here, because waiting to someone push, who knows what can happen. Arguably, OPPA is a little bit more favored here.
Yeah, they definitely are. We'll see what Vaneless wants to go. They do have this Ana boost ready to go. I think Watt is going to be getting it, and then he should be able to get Earth Shatter up while that is in progress, as well as Hoppy also close to his ultimate too. So they're going to come in with this. Oh my god, takes out Vaneless before he can get the Ana boost. Mirage come around the corner, absolutely wiping up this team. That is 4 kills. That is disastrous. The good thing is they didn't use any ults before they got killed. So now they are down to their last push. 4 ultimates at the ready. We're going to see Watt get Ana boost. I cannot imagine there's any other strategy here.
They could throw it on Hoppy. Either it's going to be on Watt or it's going to be on Hoppy. Hoppy has the death blossom. That's how they cracked it the first time. Maybe they'll do it this time. Here we go. The Graviton is out here by the defense. You get no kills off something else. OXO, though, does take that Watt. Here comes the boost from Hoppy. Moving to the backline. 2, 3 kills from the Reaper. Is this a case of deja vu? Are we all Tracer now? Because Hoppy's doing what he did earlier in the game, but the counter Death Blossom, or the counter Reaper with Nano Boost, able to deal with it. Mirage fighting right back, has a double kill of his own, and Hex, 2 seconds remaining. It's looking like OPPA might be tweaking, and they are. OPPA takes map 1 away from NWA.
Well, it was a map all about nano-boosted Reapers, and that has been an interesting show to see as they almost pulled it back with Hoppy on his nano-boosted Reaper. The nano-boost comes onto Mirage, who also set up that kind of time frame they had earlier with just a beautiful Death Blossom around the corner. Might actually be play of the game here, but really back and forth, good team. This NW team's not out of it just yet. I do have to say that Watt played very aggressive on his Reinhardt the last half of this map, and it did cost him a couple times. Not here, though.
Absolutely. In general, Watt, I think, had a pretty good series overall. I will say, though, that final charge on the very first opening, if he had landed that charge and taken someone out, I think that first fight goes very differently for NWA, and they very well take the map. And that's the interesting thing about Overwatch is that we talk a lot about grand team strategy, how teams are playing together, and all the rest, but there's so many cases where a single team fight can be decided by just a single maneuver being a little bit off, just the one headshot you don't get, the charge that slightly misses. It's very possible for fights in Overwatch to be decided on very, very small things. And unfortunately for NWA, I do think that charge was a little bit of it towards the end, and they weren't able to recover. And as a result, OPPA comes in, able to win the time bank scenario. And now we'll just have to see what they do going into map number 2. But NWA definitely against the ropes, and it looks like we will be heading to Dorado.
Dorado does appear to be the map choice. We are in a best-of-3 series here. I almost forgot. I was about to send us to break, but that's not the case. We do have a couple more matches to go, as every team does appear to be ready. So a very short-lived break onto our home screen. We're headed right back to Dorado.
Dorado is under play. That Dorado music is blaring. I was going to say, you do have music on, don't you?
Of course I have music on. I learned that the hard way. Yeah.
Yeah, for production, because everyone's going to be like, why you have no music on? Because historically, it's just like, you know, I'm not running production. I don't need the music on, even though you love the Dorado themes. It's like,
I do. I've been happy to run production just so I can finally hear the Overwatch music again. Because when I'm running just Analyst High in the Sky, I keep it off. But yeah, you know, it's been fun. You know, production is something that I think scares a lot of people when they first try to do it. It's like, oh, I got to run scenes, I got to do camera, I got to do all this. You do it a couple times, it's all good. I mean, we even had Scribe doing it yesterday, and he did a bang-up job as well. So I think we're doing it pretty good. You know, we do our best. Of course, no one is as good as production at ZP, but like, you have hundreds of hours in it. It's not even fair. I
do have like my Achilles heels though, like going to a commercial break and having the sound being too loud and just annihilating headphones
you do that
across the globe.
I'm convinced you do that on purpose.
I don't do it on purpose, but on the same note, I'm sort of saying that I'm just like, I'm sorry, but like if you look at my face, it feels like the face of someone who's not sorry because I'm just like, oh man, I messed it up. I just laugh at the misery of everyone and the misery of myself for like doing that. But either way, we are setting up here once more, taking a look here at the defense as I set up here from the side. OPPA is going to be OXO on McCree, Lancelot on Lucio, Shun on Reinhardt, Mirage on the Zarya, Ares on Ana, and Zephyr on the Roadhog.
Well, this offense coming out right now is going to be Watt on the Reinhardt. I thought he played a better Winston. We'll see if his Reinhardt is as feast or famine as it was last time. Spree will play Zarya, Reels on McCree, Vaneless will play the Zenyatta. Nope, he switches to Mercy, and that means that Hoffy's going to be running this Pharah on offense. Evoke will round it out on Lucio.
Now here's the interesting thing is that they're running Pharah, but they're running into a 3-2-1 defense. And OXO, there's going to be a lot on him to just deal with Happy here. That's the big story here is OXO versus Happy. If Happy is able to kill McCree early on, they're not going to have really good things to deal with the Pharah. Maybe Zephyr can land a hook, but that's easier said than done on Roadhog from time to time. I mean, the Roadhog hook range is pretty long in mid lane, but it's not, you don't want your only anti-air option.
playing very conservatively. He does dodge the first hook, as that was exactly what happened. That target was coming in there right now. Baneless trying to get over. Actually, Hafi comes over the top, uses the concussion to get different positioning here. Landing a bunch of rockets, no kills just yet as Baneless and Evo go down. That should be it for the push. You can't lose both supports like that.
No, you can't. The defensive OPPA is able to just roll right into them over the top. Oxo landing all sorts of McCree shots to set that up. And that is a full decisive wipe coming out here from the side of OPPA. And NWA, again, a little bit on the hot seat, because you remember on Kings Row, they didn't exactly start out strong on the first point either, even though they did eventually get through.
Right. Well, we'll see what Hafu has this time, as he's still on that Pharah, going to be on it a couple more lives. You'd have to think just to at least get a barrage. He was doing all sorts of damage, but not enough finish or cleanup there, as Reels was not necessarily in position to clean it up as well. So this composition so far not working out right, but they are going to get some good positioning here as he uses the concussion blast to get in again. They do have to deal with this Ana-boosted player, though, as Zephyr takes down Reels to begin with. Sean still pushing forward. They're getting bullied out. This push is over again.
Sean right now could drop a Earthshot here in a moment. That Reinhardt shield doesn't have a whole lot of strength to it. If they were able to crack that, would have set him up. But Hoppy's engagement for Pharah there was just not what they were looking for at all. He went in, was lucky he didn't die, went down to 100 HP, but was just not landing the rockets he needed to. And Wavik just came down to his approach. It was messed up. It wasn't great.
I don't think he hit the concussion as he wanted to. It did not look like he got that verticality he was looking for.
Watt, though, able to get a big strike here early on, takes out Shun, has Earth Shatter already. The defense is down a shield tank, and the flanking Roadhog coming in. They're not giving Watt great Earth Shatter targets here, but they are in a good position. And bear in mind that Baneless has a res here to bring people up. It might not be his. Reels, that Blossom takes out him too. They're in a great position. Baneless actually the one person that does die, but no self-res, not going to be needed anyways, as NWA gets the checkpoint and gets through in a pretty reasonable amount of time for Dorado.
Hafu played a little more passively, a little more conservatively there. He got down to a low health and then decided to pull back, made sure he got healed up, so then they used the Graviton. He was able to get in there with his primary and clean up the rest of that, so now they're going to have a bunch of ultimates, but look at this defense holding on 6 ultimates right now.
Defense has a lot of power going to this next fight, and you take a look at Mirage. Mirage is probably going to be the difference maker here. Going to set things up here with the Graviton to open things up. Happy getting just annihilated by the Ana. Mirage right now, he's just trying to get them off the top. Goes for the Graviton on the top, gets absolutely nothing on it. That was a 0 value Graviton. But it doesn't matter though, because defense has gotten 2 kills from the drop down. And in the end,
they took down Baneless, which is nice.
Makes the Graviton a double misplay in my opinion. Not only was it not needed, but it also missed the one person he was going for.
It was cute though. It was a cute concept going for the wall Graviton to suck them in. It just unfortunately got absolutely nothing done. I like the idea. Execution was poor though.
Alright, well here we go. Happy getting taken out again, having all sorts of trouble here versus this McCree on a combo, keeping him back. 2 kills here coming out here from the defense. Make it 3. Otsu just laying in poke after poke from the top. They have no answer to him. Nameless might go for res here in just a moment, but I think he's going to save it. This is not a good fight to throw your money after. And the defense is just smothering NWA right now. I think part of it is that I don't think you want to run the ferry here. Ares and Otsu are just keeping him out of the sky.
It seems like something would be a good idea because you want to be able to take this high ground away, right? Which is generally Dorado streets, you have to take high ground, so you want to get out there and get a concussion blast, but he just has not been able to get the position to be able to do it. They're going to stick on it because they haven't been able to use Barrage yet, and it always feels bad switching off while you have Barrage at the ready, so he's going to try to pop up here and launch them off of the cliff, but they're just going to initiate already on their own.
Here they go. Oxo right now might be coming in over the top of the Deadeye, looking for Happy first. Trying to end love clicks. Lost his opportunity. Sunbear going to keep them alive. 2 kills here from the offense. Here comes the Deadeye. Late to the fight. Skulls are out. Does not quite get what he's looking for. He's able to do a little bit of damage. But Zephyr, 2 kills, has Roadhog in the back.
Nice
forces out the res from Bantless. That will let the offense keep the momentum going forward. They are back up to full strength. Happy's still holding on to his Barrage. Takes out Ares. It's one of the big threats for him as he's in the air. Now we're talking about that Barrage. That Barrage might be on the way here in just a moment as the offense is creating all sorts of space.
Zephyr does take down Reels there, but it was a nice resurrection. They needed that. Here comes the Graviton. Is Barrage going to follow it up? The Barrage does follow it up. 3 kills from Hafi over the top.
That was great from Hoppy. That was a barrage they were hoping for, they were waiting for. And it's because the defense wasn't able to recover and reset that Pharah had a lot more time in the air, had a lot less threat to deal with, didn't have to deal with the Korean on at the same time. And when that happens, it's set up by a Graviton, you can kiss yourselves good night.
Well, it's kind of odd, though, because that's a hallmark of these Korean teams is that they are able to recover and reset. They are teams that do give up the right amount of ground on Dorado, which has been team's biggest problem on Dorado defense. When do we give up ground? It seems like no team is willing to really concede. Here comes a Graviton from the defense, comes in, focused down the Mercy immediately. There goes Baneless.
That was brutal. Zephyr came right in there with the Reinhardt. Tanks with the follow-up to that Graviton. able to take out 3, then 4. That's going to be a hold here from the side of NWA. And again, I think the hallmark of, or the really high note of Overwatch in the last few weeks is that tank play has been very, very big. I mean, obviously, if you're running triple tank, triple support, you can't help but have good tank play. But it's a 3-2-1 comp here. Oxo is on the DPS. But tanks are making plays, and we'll see what goes on here in the next fight. The defense, of course, or offense on a bit of low ground. Defense gonna drop right down. Sean leading the way, looking for the Earth Shatter off the Nano Boost, going right to the backline. While it goes, Real Jan just dives into the defense, gets the Death Blossom, takes out 2. Earth Shatter late to the fight. W Mouse one of Sean, able to take down 2 of his own. This is probably the fight. Might have fallen through, but Axe, the res has come in, and the fight is renewed.
Yeah, nice res there by Vainless, although Shun does clean him up, so it is not quite over, as this Reinhardt is still looking for more swing on the hammer, but he gets hammered down himself. However, his friends are still alive, as Oxo untouched in the top end is trying to take down Spree as well.
And we have Happy here in the back, but all his friends are dead. He's fighting a 1v3, trying to take out Ana, but Ana is surprisingly squirrely. You can't always get early picks on her. Her model is kind of annoying to hit. She has a self-heal grenade, and you have to respect her counter poke there. So Ares able to do a really good job here, not even just this map, but the series in general, of avoiding serious threats and juking the DPS, whether it be a Reaper, a Tracer, or otherwise.
Completely set up top now. This is the traditional Dorado defense. They're going to force them down, but the whole hog is going to come in right after this sound barrier. Everyone getting whole hog. Nana Boost comes down. It is chaos down here.
Oxo, though, leading the way on the poke, takes out Happy immediately. One of the big threats is down. Earth Shatter from Sean, knocks down 2. Here comes the Deadeye, the fall through. Gonna take out Vainless, and that is OPPA wiping out NWA. And Hex, they are going to be down to their final push here in just a moment. If their next push does not work out, they're going to have to settle for the payload where it is right now and not get the full completion.
I see offensive teams do this all the time because it is such a tough nut to crack going into an established defense up top that they just ignore it and they push the cart and like force them to jump down on them. One of the problems is when there's defensive McCree, he doesn't jump down with them. He just sits up there and picks away. Seen it time and time again, people not dealing with a McCree up top, and it costs them offensive pushes.
Indeed. So, take a look here. Oxo right now looking in. One the poke once more is set up, but is taken out by Real ZX. But here comes Sean. Sean just moving right in on the mouse one. So much damage into the Graviton.
It's the Bio Grenade too, though. It's the Bio Grenade into that Graviton. There's no heals available, and everyone's just a sit and duck waiting for it. The celebratory Lancelot Ana Boost as Lucio gets the Ana Boost for once, emotes his way out of it. That is a defensive hold for OPPA.
Score 0.
Oh my goodness. So OPPA now in a really good position to finish this out. Remember, all they have to do now is just push the payload further. They don't have to worry about time banks or anything like that.
No, very, very simple win condition for them. And yeah, just answering some stuff in chat. ZP sounds different because he's in his friend's house all the way across the country, does not have his beautiful microphone technology set up, and it's filtered through Skype, so just 7 layers of bad for ZP.
Yeah, I actually did bring my microphone and set up here, so if I had a little bit more time, I would have been able to do it, but today I just sort of had to go with the backup microphone.
I think you sound great.
It's USB and easier to set up. Yeah. It still would have had to go through the Skype filter anyways,
right.
But it is what it is. Skype is actually the destroyer of worlds. That's all said.
There's some other stuff coming out. Maybe we'll toy with different audio stuff in the future. But music to my ears to be joined by ZP here today for the GosuGamers North America Weeklies number 20. Thank you everyone for tuning in as well. We've got some good ones here today. NWA definitely making a name for themselves as they were playing. I believe it's a European team. They did win the European bracket yesterday, and they're complaining about ping as well. It looks like we got a West Coast lobby, which does not bode well for either the Koreans or the European teams. They would much rather have a New York server, or maybe vice versa. I'm not sure, but both complaining about 180 ping, but you know, even playing field at the very least.
Actually, to be honest, that might be advantage to the Korean team here because EU, the West Coast, that might be going for a turn ping. If that's the case, that actually significantly can affect your quality of gameplay.
They were not happy about getting a West Coast server. That is absolutely for sure. So that is something that NWA has to deal with. They are down 1-0 in this set. And right now, OPPA just with a very simple win condition of push it past the yellow box of victory, which is towards the end. It's going to be up to this defense to deny them that. And they are running some interesting stuff. We'll see what Reels can get done on his McCree poke because Oxo got a lot done on his.
And this is going to be another 3-2-1 setup coming out here from the offense. Roadhog taking a nap, sleeping on the job to start things out. Faithless with a sleep dart. And, you know, that'd be one thing for Ana. I'd be okay if she had less ult charge or healing and a lot of ult charge for letting her sleep, because it's hard to land the sleep. But either way. We are getting into it right now. The offense moving in right away. Shun being highly aggressive is immediately punished by Happy, though. Happy, he's going to take this opportunity to go even deeper into the backlines right now. No fear in this man. Moves in, lands in the left clicks, and the offense, they just need to back out. They're way underpowered here. Reels and Happy are just hit scan cleaning them up. And it was really one of those things where Shun has had really good tank plays overall, but if you charge in like that and get punished, the rest of your team is going to have a whole lot of trouble.
Really nice play there by Happy, though, as they were trying to come in and take down Spree, who was a little overextended. He threw himself in front of there with his 250 HP and started shooting at him, so it denied them. Here comes the Ana-boosted Reinhardt on Shun. He gets knocked down immediately by a counter charge, but Shun still trying to find someone here to swing his hammer at. He gets really in the back lines. They get a couple kills. Here comes the counter Ana, though, on their own Roadhog, as Spree tries to go nuts. He's whole hogging everyone right now, gets a couple of kills himself. It is a tank-v-tank battle there, but Spree so far with the best of it as he cleans up Shun at the end, too.
Yeah, Spree able to go right in. It's a double kill here from Spree, and Reels again was the rock in the back line. If you don't deal with the McCree that's doing that amount of damage, it is absolutely going to punish you. One thing I will note, by the way, and why I think you're seeing more 3-2-1, especially with the Tracer, is that when a Reinhardt is charging in with the Nano Boost, he sort of draws all of your attention. But while he's drawing all your attention, that creates a lot of room for a Tracer to come in and do all sorts of terrible things where the pulse bombs are just normal poke. OXO was untouched while Shun
Here comes that pulse bomb onto that Reinhardt early on to start that off, and Shun cleans it up as he takes down Watt, but Vaneless and Hoppy also with some nice plays of their own as Hoppy continues to stay alive and chunking through the damage. That should be it for that push, just not enough as Hoppy was able to do so much damage.
He absolutely was, and now it's going to be more of a hot seat here for the side of OPPA, where they do have a Graviton. They will have a Nano Boost. They're going to have the Nano Boost Graviton, Sound Barrier, and hope that they win this next fight. I think this is their window, Hex, actually. They're going to have 3 ultimates. They need to win this fight. If they lose this fight, it's going to be rough. But here we go. They're on the way. Mirage looking for the Graviton. Dives over the shield. Gets the Graviton. Pulls in 3 to start things out. What a great Graviton. Gets 2 kills off of it. And things are going very well for OPPA here. 4 kills total. And Hex, any dreams of this first point in the world that might have been entertained by NWA are falling to the wayside.
Yeah, they do bust out an Ana boost there at the end as well, which just seems like a little overkill, but you do want to make sure you get that as their backs were against the wall. And Ana boost charges up so fast it should not be an issue. Speaking of such, Vaneless has his ready to go, and Watt already has his Earth Shatter, so that might be the combo that they're looking for. It could be an off-the-top rope moment for this defensive Reinhardt.
That's always great, where the Reinhardt comes in, hammer is down. Teams are definitely wise to it, though, so it's going to be rough. It's going to be a matter of, can he outreach Shun here? Go down and get the play, but Watt certainly looking for that right now. Speed boost in, moving to that back, Nano boost out, ends up getting tranked, ends up getting right back up, looking for his opportunity to drop that, but it reels with the Deadeye in the back, ends up getting 3, left clicks for a 4th, and that is the power of a distracting Reinhardt, is that everyone was looking at Watt as he came in going, oh my god, he's got Earth Shatter us. Well, unfortunately, they did not realize it was high noon.
I didn't even hear it. That's how covered it was, but that is a 4K from Reels. Watt does keep his Earth Shatter too, so still up and an opportunity for him to come up the top. No ultimates for the side of the offense for OPPA. They're running pretty much dry right now, as Hoppy's going to have his Death Blossom too, so they really have to be worried about what's going to come up over the top of this route.
Alright, Reels right now, he's just laying damage over the top. He's letting the rest of his team drop down while he sits in over here, looking for Ares, misses a vital left click, still misses it. Finally, Ares is going to go down. The Ana is dead. Looking for Tracer, lands the left click after the flashbang. Shun right now just W-mouse sweating, and he's not able to get away. Shun chases him down. So it's back and forth here on the point. Note, though, that Happy is going to be back in the fight soon. Will have the Death Blossom out of it. But while this is going on, there's good payload push being done here. So I think if NWA wants to win this, if they want to stay alive in the series and not get knocked to the lower bracket, a lot's going to depend on Happy. Zephyr knows where he is. He's not going to be able to drop down easily just now. Right now, he's already gives him enough room. He's going to come in over the top. He's just going to look to drop down here in a moment. Maybe he'll get a speed boost, maybe not. Everyone knows where he is, though, so this is highly telegraphed. Doesn't matter, though. He's going in. Down goes Zephyr. Here comes the Nano Boost. Nano Boost is out. Will he hit Q? He does hit Q right after. Takes down Ares. Looking for more. Gets a double kill. Ends up getting charged. Stays alive in the end. Oh my goodness, that was close, but a good hold by NWA nonetheless.
Yeah, team kill comes out, and that's just the power of the Nano Boost right there, is that he does get charged. That should kill a human Reaper, but not an Ana boosted Reaper, as he lived with 100 health there. Spree's going to have a Graviton up. It is, again, the only ultimate on the field, though the whole hog should be ready at the moment for Zephyr, but Spree with the ability to perhaps lock out this last point. Only 90 seconds left to push.
where he does have the Graviton at the ready, and as you mentioned, he can be the difference maker right here, right now. Everyone's clumped up
Weird
too,
angle,
so
yeah.
he doesn't really realize that Reels wins the McCree duel. That is a huge deal. Now it's going to be 16-5. One team has McCree, the other doesn't. It's free. Where will you drop this Graviton? Because it is OPPA now against the wall. They don't have, this is maybe their last push.
I think he's going to wait. He's going to wait until they actually commit to the cart, because right now they're just dancing around up top and not ideal for Gravitons anyway. At some point, they are going to have to drop down to ground level and contest this cart. Only 50 seconds left. I think he's going to wait for that moment and then get the follow-through. Couple on the cart now.
This is basically last push now because of that pick. They had to wait for OXO to come back. Here comes Green, dropping down, Graviton in, pulls in 4. Do they have to follow through? They don't have a deadline going through, but what an Earth Shatter! Knocks down 4 people, what a setup! It's 2 kills here from NWA, giving OPPA all they can handle and more. 4 kills towards the end. You could not ask for a better wombo combo, and now with only 23 seconds left. It's NWA on the verge of a second-point hold. This is going to be really rough for OPPA to even get this in overtime.
You know what's even rougher is that Shun was trying to charge out and he hit his shoulder on the door on the way through, which does seem like a small thing, but he would be way in front right now. He is with his Lucio. He's going to have his Earth Shatter too. It's going to be the ult to save their team. Gets sleep boosted right away. So here comes the Winston with the ult. Instead charges over the top. Watt takes down Oxo. They got to be careful to get a body on this cart. Right now it is only the Lucio there. Shun does wake up, gets his charge in onto the cart, so it is a brawl down there. The opposing Earth Shatter comes down, and here comes the Death Blossom. Should spell the end of this point and this push. That is an equalized set here. 1-1 NWA versus OPPA.
Happy getting a little bit of revenge taunting in there at the end, and that's always brutal. Anytime a Reaper has Death Blossom up, when you have to go in for a last-ditch overtime delay, it's never good. You are going to be hearing die, 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 and he's probably going to be successful, and honestly, they did a good job of dealing with Shun towards the end. Shun had a lot of trouble, and that sleep dart definitely ruined a lot of their engaging round. But here we go, play the match going for Reels EX. This is absolutely the triple kill Deadeye into left click right after. This was huge.
Yeah, that has been the spot for Deadeyes lately. Up in that corner, doesn't necessarily always get checked with the same frequency as everywhere else. So nice positioning there by Reels, bringing it back with the 4K, and we're going to a deciding map number 3.
Really good stuff coming out there. I thought going into that map, after they had the hold of their own, it looked like OPPA was in a good position to just win out Dorado, make it a quick 2-0, but Hex, that is not going to be the case.
No, not even close. What is our last map? We're going to Hollywood. Hollywood is the last map on the docket here, so that'll be interesting. First time at Hollywood for today.
It was pure Holy Trinity. There's no other way of describing it.
That is kind of the Holy Trinity. Dorado was much more popular, and then Hollywood kind of took over its spot, and now it's just back into the trio of the best of 3. It is generally Dorado, Hollywood, Kings Row. It is as standard gets. Alright, so we'll just make sure these sides are all right. Check out our Match Reno page momentarily, and just, yeah, it's been a good day of Overwatch so far, and I cannot predict this one, how it's going to go. Either way, I would expect the loser of this set to make their way pretty far in the lower bracket.
Well, we do have an update in terms of what has gone on in the upper side of the bracket. We do know that Complexity has gotten through GVs, so the winner of this game, the winner of the next map, will be immediately going on to face Complexity. We're going to be following that. Okay. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, LDLC has lost against the 1%, an unsponsored team, by the way. So LDLC, of course, a big sponsor in the esports scene. They are taken out by the 1%, a team with Legit RC, Waffle-Tastic, not Tasket, Mikado Sky, Kadooch, Hydration, Miso Spoon. So, I mean, I know who Legit RC is and Waffle-Tastic, but the others, seemingly newcomers, able to take out LDLC, so that's pretty interesting. They will be going up against the winner of Weedle Geniuses versus Baby Bat Burritos. I love these names, man. These names are actually just phenomenal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, I do recognize Legit. It is like kind of the week or weeks of just pickup teams, right? It's like all these names that we know who've been on rosters. It's kind of a reshuffling as teams try to get everything back together, because there are, like, clearly there are established rosters who are all going to E-League, and now is the time to really cobble together a roster that can perhaps compete. This NWA team's look good so far, but kind of coming into an equal match of the Korean team and OPPA.Danawa, something like that. And then we'll see if Complexity can pull out. Which complexity will we see today. I think by all rights they should be the favorites in this tournament, but there are days where they absolutely disappear. Hopefully it's not one of the days for them, but we have a lot more sets to cover here. We're going to finish out this one, then that complexity match, then our winners grand finals, probably lower bracket grand finals, and then our grand finals. So what is that, 4 or 5 more sets of Overwatch ready to go? We're on it.
It's a lot of extra Overwatch, although, Hex, I gotta say, you ever shake your head at some of the team names where there's Velociraptor Gaming, which sounds simple enough, and then you look at their tag on the website, and they made their tag "Eat Babies." Like,
yeah,
just like, what in the world is going on here? But they are going to be up against LDLC, so we'll see how that works out there.
And, you know, it's very Velociraptor-like.
I mean, I assume they would. I mean, I don't think they'd be very discriminating in what they eat. I mean, that's just like one portion of their diet.
I mean, there's a lot of things in the animal kingdom that eat eggs, so technically that's eating baby. Have you ever had veal? I mean, I'm guilty of having veal. It's delicious, but it is cruel. I mean, it's no doubt about it. It's a cruel meal.
Oh, man, now we're just going full PETA, dude. Like, this is going all around and around and around.
Well, luckily, we're loading right into Hollywood, so then we'll just put an end to those talks right there.
Alrighty. So, we are getting right back in. It is going to be Hollywood. It is the rubber match. It is the 3rd map in the series, OPPA.Danawa versus Ninjas with Attitude. Which, again, for me in my head, that's just like a fusion of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Because I just remember the old Power Rangers of give me teenagers with attitude. It's like, well, also got ninjas.
Yeah, I watched the new Ninja Turtles movies. They're not as good as the old ones, but they're fine. They're fun. They're fun, man.
Well, let's just clarify. You never watched the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon show.
Oh, no, I totally did. That was my jam. I was super into Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Wait, okay, so that's one thing you did. Oh, my God.
Oh, dude, I dressed up as Michelangelo like 3 years in a row for Halloween. Like, that was my jam. I love Ninja Turtles.
Good old Michelangelo. The problem with Michelangelo, he was just terrible in those early Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's like, yeah, we're going to give you the nunchuck. Meanwhile, Donatello's the bow, which is completely overpowered. It's like everyone does the same damage, just one has way more mana. Either way, taking a look here on the defense as they set up, it is going to be Evoke on the Lucio, Happy on the Reaper, Reels going to be on Tracer, Spree on Zarya, Vaneless on the Ana, and Watt7 on the Reinhardt. So, pretty standard setup coming up here, and we get to see more of Happy's Reaper. But it is worth noting, no defensive McCree, they're going for the defensive Tracer instead.
Yeah, the offensive Tracer, not a big surprise either, so these looking pretty mirrored up right now. Of course, they are just running 3 tanks on the offense with that Ana in there. This has been kind of a more standard composition here we're seeing from offense, that you run a lot of the tanks and 2 supports, and then you have to throw in some DPS there. I think a lot of teams realize that they just simply didn't have the damage to win fights without running a Tracer or McCree on offense.
Yeah, I think it's sort of the evolution of the 3-3. I mean, some teams still around, but here we go. Winston leaping right in, protected by the Tsar Shield. Gonna go for a ride. The Watt7 sending Winston against the wall. Happy right now coming up here. But super from the offense is working out well. Even if they lose this fight, they trade out well, they can get right back in. Shun with a big charge on the Watt7. He already has Earth Shatter. He can end this here in a moment, potentially, if the right opportunity comes up. Knocks down only 1 with that, but does cause Spree the fall. Will not get an extra shield. And it's looking like the offense OPPA are going to take this first point relatively quickly. Yeah,
they do clean up Reels there as he comes in to try to delay. They are eating a little bit of Ana. Never mind, that was a healing Ana. So it seems that teams nowadays, and maybe this is a generalization, maybe it's only been the last couple days, but it does not seem like ults are really at the premium. I think they've noticed how fast a lot of these ultimates charge. So you see that solo Reinhardt ultimate, especially if you're a Reinhardt on a team with an Ana, you're going to have an Earth Shatter again like any second.
Alrighty, so the offense will be keeping this moving forward. OXO, again, looking for poke on the people coming back in for the respawn. And this is everything from the defense. They're not really taking control of rooftops here. They're going for a street-based defense. I'm not sure if that's the absolute best way to go about it. I think this is one of those real line of quick return. But here we go. Shun on the way, nano boosted. Moving in, they get the quick kill on the Watt7 as Mirage just laying in the damage on Zarya. Shun with the backup. It's 4 kills from OPPA, and they punish the defense perhaps for not going on the rooftops here. I'm normally one that doesn't worship the high ground. There's a lot of ways of doing it, but defense on Hollywood, holding the high ground is really, really good.
You just need someone up there, just someone presenting a threat. It has been an evolution of Hollywood that teams don't necessarily just go primary high ground anymore. You don't see the Winstons and Divas really struggling for that.
The big Graviton in the back, Hop 3 unaware. Both supports are in that Graviton. Forces out an emergency sound barrier. It's still 2 kills here from the defense, but that definitely caught them off guard. Nobody expected Zarya start things out. But defense is dealing with it pretty well. Oh, it's still up and around. Takes out Happy. Like the defense, at the cost of their support ultimates, at the cost of their sound barrier, will be holding on.
Well, luckily they still have a bunch of tank ultimates too. They're going to have Graviton, they do have Earthshatter as well, and anytime Hafu could come off the top rope, he has died and he's going to try to get in position now. I imagine he'll be trying to get up to rooftop as soon as possible. Yeah, that is his teleport. Maybe not all the way up to rooftop as he does miss that. Reapers have been missing that teleport for the last like 2 weeks. It's very odd. Teleport can be a finicky ability though, but they do come into the Graviton and spree right now.
Happy going right in, was looking for the Death Blossom, didn't like what he saw, just went for left flex instead. Shun is down, it's 5v5 right now at the point. Happy can still explode here with the Death Blossom in any moment, but he's under assault, they know he's looking for it, he has to back off. Needs to be a little bit more subtle as Animus and Winston wreaking havoc on this NWA backline. But overall, OPPA definitely in better shape to pick up Happy towards the end. He's thinking about it, Hex. He doesn't really have a great opportunity to go for it, and no. Oxo going to say no, you shall not spin, takes him out. And he's going to have to wait for the next fight to try and get value off that Death Blossom.
Well, everyone's raiding right now. Watt is up and alive, but he's waiting for the rest of his team who all died during that fight. It's going to be enough to contest out here, though, as Earthshatter is at the ready for them. Earthshatter, and you could see a Death Blossom off of that as well. Earthshatter comes in, but it gets completely negated by the opposing Reinhardt shield. Graviton now coming in for the follow-up. 4 caught, and that is there the follow-through. Watt does get auto-boosted throughout all of this, but everyone is dying around him. Is his single lightning hammer going to be enough? He's trying to make it so, not quite. Reels with a couple kills, trying to bring it back, but he is all alone in a world of red. He dies.
Pretty rough there. Push here by OPPA to keep it up. Happy not getting too much off his Death Blossom, and you take a look at the ults here. This is OPPA with a whole lot of momentum. They're going to keep this moving forward. Oxo moving up, takes down Happy with the aid of Ares. And this is where OPPA knows just how far they can push up, how to keep momentum and all the rest. And take a look at the next fight. They are going to be open up with Primal Rage in the backline. Oxo's going to be looking for the Deadeye. And the defense doesn't have a whole lot to their name here, Hex. I mean, maybe Watson would be a hero with an Earthshatter, but that's going to be it. This is a big window of opportunity to seal the series for OPPA.
Well, last Earthshatter that he had in and absolutely whipped. He's going to come in right now, only waiting for one hammer swing to get that done. He does get flashbang, though, at 130 health. He is very low. He does clutch out the Earthshatter, but he gets no help, no follow-up. There's 3 kills come down. Vaneless not long for this world either, as he's getting zapped in the background.
The Earthshatter came down just way too late. He was already down 2 team members that came out. Lucio just trying to delay, gets punched right in the nether regions there by Oxo, and this is looking really, really good now because they still have 4 ults. They're going to be opening up a sound barrier. Everything is going up against NWA here as Oxo right now. Deadeye up and at the ready. Skull coming up, immediately stops 1-7, and that's going to be it here, Hex. This should be a quick capture here by OPPA. And now NWA, they're up against as Oxo with some great left points to finish this out.
Yeah, it just never seemed like NWA was able to get their feet under them. Even from the first point capture, there were some moments on defense in Streets where they looked like they had a little more life, but that last defense was absolutely brutal. You got whipped Earthshatter after whipped Earthshatter. A Desperation Graviton comes out very late, and that's exactly as desperate as it sounded. They got nothing off of that either, and just the cleanup and individual duels were being dominated by OPPA.
Yeah, OPPA, I mean, again, it's a case where they looked like they were a stronger team on map 1. It didn't quite carry on for them into map 2, but NWA, they have their backs against the wall here, where, again, we've seen similar cases here. Remember the LW Red game where LW Red got taken out pretty early and they had a miracle comeback. Well, NWA might be in that situation here because not only do they need to set pretty quick time to give themselves enough time to work with, but OPPA gets another shot at this, so it's going to be a big hill to climb here for NWA. Not impossible, but they definitely haven't put themselves in the best situation as they set up for their own attack.
No, a little bit rough for sure. So they're going to run 3 tanks out here. Reels on the Winston is actually pretty interesting too. You see him mostly in dive compositions. We'll see exactly how aggressive he wants to get because that Winston can absolutely make games for you if he can get back onto the backline, maybe take out Ares, but it's not the same as diving a Zenyatta, where you can dive a Zenyatta, maybe you get discorded, you get cleansed out of the discord and dive out. You dive a Ana and you're just going to take a nap and get cleaned up. It's a much different kind of dive strategy that you have to work with on your offensive Winston.
Absolutely. Well, take a look here at the defense coming out here from the side of OPPA. It will be Mirage here on the Zarya, Zephyr on the Winston. So going to be on the McCree once more. Lancelot on the Lucio, Ares on the Ana, and Shun going to be on the Reinhardt. So pretty standard defense coming out here. Of course, it will be featuring the Ana, and Oxo, with as good of a McCree as he's playing last round, why not put him on the McCree once again? He is the man with the golden gun.
Yeah, I do want to see what Reels can get done here, because it's especially dangerous now without a Zarya, too. He's all alone. Is he just going to be going in for like a mid-jump, kind of a zoning jump here, or is he going all the way deep? Is going to be the determining factor of this push. He's going all the way deep on Cafe. He's going to get back on that Ana. Really nice bullying out there, trying to come and protect Reels, already very low. He's got to get out. He tries to get out. Oxo says nope.
Shoots Winston right in the back as he tries to get away. And yeah, the lack of Zarya shield hurt him very badly there. Didn't have the durability he needed to go for it. It's still 2 kills here from the offense. It's not the worst. It was a decent distraction. They get the nano boost up early as we just see Bot 7 moving in and around. He's built up the Earth Shatter, looking for more. His hammers on in the back. Might be on the way to just drop this Earth Shatter here in just a moment. But it might not be needed here, Max, because in the end, it did work out for them despite losing Reels early on in the fight.
Sometimes it's fine to lose your Winston like that if he gets enough chaos done in the backline. It's exactly what he did. He made that Ana extremely uncomfortable, put her all the way back in the pit, and then he caused a lot of attention on him, and so there was some nice cleanup there. The really big thing is, can you take advantage of that martyrdom that Winston's going to go through? If he just dies and you don't get any cleanup from the rest of your team, you don't take advantage of the chaos he causes, then it's absolutely brutal. But they had nice coordination there to do so.
Alrighty, so the defense right now is taking the high ground this time around for the side of OPPA. Shun is on the top, but no, he's just going to drop right down. He's looking for the Earth Shatter. I think he feels like there's opportunity there. Down boost is out. He's going real deep into the backline, trying to turn around. Ends up getting Earth Shatter. Turn, walks up and says, I'm having none of this. Drops an Earth Shatter, though, towards the end of Shun. Knocks down 2, but I don't know if that's quite the engage you're looking for. It's rather sloppy to start things out here, and I think NWA in a good position here to actually punish this.
Yeah, they've got everything they want to work with here. It's going to be interesting to see what Hafu does, as they are still getting most of their tanks alive on the cart. Hafu is about at 95% here on this Death Blossom. He's just hanging out the cart, though. He's just playing a very frontline Reaper, not going for these giant flanks that have been punished in the past.
So does have Deadeye here. He's creeping to the back. Sound Bears out for both teams. Both teams dropping the beat. So just coming from back. Headshot after headshot onto this Roadhog. Both teams trading out kills right now. 2 kills per team. Spree with the whole hog lane fight takes out Oxo. And let's look at the NWA. A little bit more momentum to their side here. A little bit better poke. But Spree misses a very critical hook here onto the Zarya. That might get back to haunt him. Zarya able to stay alive for a longer time as a result. Zephyr with the cleanup. That missed hook might have been the difference maker here. Now Zephyr
they need to get out. They need to get out right now. Watt is trying to back out with the rest of his team. They have to wait for a little bit for their DPS. Watt very, very low. Does go down extremely late in that fight. That's actually really tough. They wanted to get him out and then push off of him going back in, but him dying really hurts. It's going to slow down this push. But they will have nearly everything they want up next, as they're going to have Graviton, or not Graviton, they're going to have Death Blossom and Earth Shatter up here. So they're going to rotate around, I believe, right side. Another Sleep Dart's going to slow down this fight, but only momentarily.
And we'll take a look at Zephyr right now. Zephyr is in over the top. You wouldn't really think he's going to go for a drop-down whole hog, because generally that's not a thing.
If the rest of the team comes in...
Here comes Graviton, comes in, now the drop-down whole hog. He plays up. He can't do it by himself, but he gets the Graviton. It's going to be dirty, and that was brutal. Oh my goodness. I think they probably could have dealt without one of those ults there, but it would have been nearly as just devastating.
The thing is, though, with the Ana ult, they're throwing it down every time they fight, because they know the next time they fight it'll be there again. Like, that's just the reality of how quickly it generally charges for this team. Already at 20% again, and they're going to have Earth Shatter too, so Graviton into Bio Grenade into Whole Hog. That is a rough picnic.
Our offense right now is getting back to on the payload that sort of looped around. Watt 7 with the Earth Shatter knocks down at least 2. Get in there. Down 2 kills to out. Watt 7 can get nano boost lane. Fight doesn't really seem to know where he wants to go. Ends up dying. He didn't have enough health to really make the most out of that. As Mirage just melting faces in the back gets the triple kill to finish things out.
Another full cleanup there, 220 left to push this point. It is looking pretty rough right now for NWA. They can come in here with a sound barrier initiation if they want, but no real big DPS to follow it up. Maybe Spree can get something going. Reels is remaining on this Winston. I'm not sure if it's really the best choice, but they don't have anything else to get back to Ares, but they haven't been able to touch Ares in quite a while.
Here comes Shun off the top row. The Earth Shatter knocks down 3, just jumped over the other Reinhardt shield. I'm not sure they had quite the pump for this, but it's quite initiation nonetheless. 2 kills for each team. Shun moving forward. Speed boost up once more. There's nothing Nameless can do to see the approaching train. However, the offense was able to keep pressure on the payload. It's not a total loss. They traded out okay, despite how that started out. And Real's still up and around here on Winston, so could have been way worse for NWA.
Yeah, he got a very late nano boost from Ana to try to keep this fight stabilized. Evoke does go down late, though, to a hook on the opposing side, so Real's only still alive. They're going to try to charge his Ana ultimate up. Earthshatter at the ready here. 90 seconds, though, to get this, well, I mean, at least to the second point.
Indeed, and we'll see how this works out here for the offense. Definitely, though, NWA might be seeing their tournament life fading before their eyes. This next fight is almost certainly a must-win, but kept the Mirage. Mirage has been devastating on his gravitons here. Oh my goodness, the hook comes in, but it hooks him right in. Oh my god, it gave him a really good graviton as a result. The hook might have been devastating to his own team. However, on a grenade, it's nano boost, keeping things alive somewhat. What7 on the double kill, making the most of it. But Sean doing the same for his team. As an Earthshatter Hex, he can drop this at a moment's notice.
Watt bites off more than he can chew as he's on the chase, tries to get a couple of kills there. Not enough as he gets sleep darted and taken out by the opposing team. Oxo up top, hanging out, just going to get some heals, and Oxo is going to look to close this map out as he's setting up for an enormous Death Blossom.
Oxo in a great situation here. I gotta say, that was... that's an interesting play to look at towards the end, because Mirage needed to get through the Reinhardt, but the hook brought him through the Reinhardt shield and gave him a really good graviton. But looks like it'll look at Oxo right now. He's nano boosted. Here we go. Dropping in off the top. Death Blossom out. Speeds right behind the Reinhardt. Ends up getting stunned. It's 2 versus 2 right now, kill-wise. And the offense doing their best, but Zephyr wouldn't clean up on Roadhog. This might be it. OPPA with more momentum in this fight. It's Happy trying to fight it back. He is sealed up. He is still in it. Takes down Mirage. He's not able to get the payload.
Touch the cart.
He got distracted. He was still alive, but he ignored the payload, and as a result, it's going to be OPPA moving forward to fight Complexity.
Well, that should be a good one. It's always really interesting to see where these Korean teams are at against teams that we know pretty well and have seen a lot throughout the times in Overwatch. So them against Complexity should be a good one. We're going to see the play of the game here, and then we'll get to take a break as we set that one up next. But Zephyr, this has to be that whole hog, right? Off the top rope?
Yeah, it has to be. It was set up. Or no, it's not.
Yeah, no, it is. Here
no,
comes.
Oh, Mirage doesn't even have Graviton on his ulting. Like, no one has ult.
Huh.
I was like, well, no, Mirage is at 0%. Like, it wasn't back to play. A little bit of spectator mode bugs here, I guess.
I thought you were working on that. Come on. All right, so that is it for OPPA versus NWA. NWA not out of it yet, so if you're a fan of them, they're still in it. They're going to be relegated to the lower bracket, though. Our next set will be Complexity versus this Korean team in OPPA. We're going to take a couple moments to set that up while we are gone. Please do visit our sponsors at Matcherino, !Matcherino, gg.ting.com. We're going to pay for your first month of phone service. Why wouldn't you use that? You're already, that's like 60 bucks a month. That's money you could save and spend on skins, which we all know is the real goal of Overwatch, is to collect as many skins as possible. Get those loot boxes, as it were. And our friends at OPPA.Kings.com. Coupon code GOSU will save you 10% off the lifetime of your membership. I'm Hexagrams, that is ZP. We will be back momentarily as we set up for OPPA versus Complexity. Stick around.